Hey guys, SpeedyHawk here, and as you can tell by the title of the video, this is going to be a little bit of a bonus video for you guys. It's the 2nd year anniversary for my channel on YouTube, and I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate all the support you've shown me over these last 2 years, and without you, I probably would have quit a long time ago. So yeah, with this video, I just want to go over a brief history of like the channels I've had on YouTube growing up, trying to get success on YouTube, I guess. And then after that, I'll give you guys a Barracks tour of my main whale account. I wanted to show you guys my alt FTP account, but the video is just going to be too long and uninteresting if I do that. So yeah, let's just start with my history on YouTube. You know, I used to post in middle school a bunch of like crappy guitar covers of like System of a Down songs, and what were some other bands? Muse, you know, crappy middle schooler music. But I've deleted those videos since then, unfortunately, out of sheer embarrassment. I couldn't find any recordings of them on any hard drives I've had, so I can't show you that. But the earliest channel I could find is this one right here called SHawk10, ES, like sounding like the letter S for SpeedyHawk. Guess I could start with how I got the name SpeedyHawk. I was really into Halo growing up, so when Halo 2 came out with Xbox Live, I needed a screen name. They had a name generator on the thing, and I was given SpeedyHawk by the RNG gods. And the name's kind of stuck ever since. And if you've noticed, my channel icon is actually a multiplayer Halo emblem. So yeah, I'm not really that original. So yeah, we have S-Hawk here. Not too many interesting videos here. I wasn't really trying to make a channel at this point, but I was just uploading stupid things, I guess, as a stupid 16-year-old. This was 2008, I think. Here we have a Pokemon Diamond Pearl battle, Speedy vs. Strider. That's still one of my good friends. Don't watch this video. Like, we kind of played competitively, but we're still really bad, and I was just spamming Mega Man X music. And then here we have a Break the Targets on Young Link. Yeah, really cool stuff. Anyway, a couple years later, that was my sophomore year of high school. Now I'm in my senior year, and we have this account here, Shockwolf. Shango and I, in high school, we would love to play instruments together. He played the electric bass, and I played the electric guitar, so we were kind of like a duo that would get together and just, like, play covers and jam out together. So we were both really into video game music, so we did a bunch of video game covers, and I was like, hey, Shango, we should try and put some of these on YouTube and see if people like them. So during our winter break of our senior year, we started recording these, and about a month later, I put them on the website. They're not the best quality. They're not very good. You don't have to listen to them. I'll play like a little section here. Yeah, so I was playing the keyboard, electric guitar, and the drums, and I had some like crappy Yamaha drum pad that I was using as opposed to like the kit I have in the back now. So not the best work. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But it's still cool to go back and see the stuff is still on the website. And then basically I went to college. During college I was trying streaming out on Twitch, streaming like League of Legends and stuff, but that didn't really go anywhere. I think I got like 10 subscribers at most. Not subscribers, it's followers on Twitch. But yeah, no one really cared about the Twitch stuff. Really hard to get big on Twitch. And then 2015 rolls around and I started Skag Squad, which was basically a bunch of my high school friends that I'm still in contact with. We would basically play online games every day, and I was like, hey guys, we should make like Let's Plays. We should try this out. They're like, okay, we'll help you out, Speedy. So we got together and recorded a bunch of Let's Plays. I've deleted them off this channel since then, but as you can see from the banner, this one in the brown shirt is supposed to be me. Shango's supposed to be one of these guys too, but I'm not going to tell you which one it is for his personal identity safety. I ended up recording a bunch of stuff with friends, like a Mega Man X4 Let's Play.
You're donezo! Oh, nice. You gotta do that.
I got you, dude. I got you.
Oh, God!
I tried to solo Let's Play Hotel Dusk.
89th Precinct. This is Hyde. What the hell? Bradley?
And I don't have any of the finished episodes, but me and my other friend did Danganronpa 2. I have like the thumbnail from those still, so I can put those on screen. But yeah, basically no one was watching it, and I think I got like 8 subscribers at most, and 2 comments on like the 15-something videos I put out. It was pretty discouraging. But yeah, 2 years later, I got involved with a fan voice acting project for a game that's probably my favorite game of all time, 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. And through weird circumstance, I got put in charge of the whole project. So I was spending tons of time putting these episodes together with like 8 other really cool like amateur voice actors who were doing this project with me. This is basically where I learned how to video edit the most because I was just like looking up tutorials on how to do it. During college, for my education, I went to college for architecture, so we had to do a lot of stuff in Photoshop and Illustrator. So I had the Adobe suite from college. And basically, I knew how to use the Adobe products pretty well, so that's kind of how like I made the transfer from those skill sets to the YouTube thing. And the 999 fan dub thing didn't really get too much traction. It kind of died off because no one was watching it at that point. And I was pouring like maybe days of work per episode into this thing, and I wasn't even paying the other people I was collaborating with, so it was literally a labor of love that I did with these other people. It was really cool of them to stick with me for so long, but eventually I dropped it. So yeah, 2018 rolls around, I'm playing Fae, I'm wailing in Fae at that point, and I was basically trying to control how much I was spending on Fire Emblem Heroes, because it's not like it was out of control. I was never in like financial issues. The only reason I ever spent on the game was because I was financially well off. But to try and curb the urge to pull, I would watch summoning videos at work a ton. So I was watching Glitter Valkyrie. She started her channel around the time I did because she kind of influenced me to start mine. I was watching Phoenix Master summoning sessions, very enjoyable to watch. I was watching Guardian E do summoning sessions. I think he's still around. He's a really cool dude. And I was watching another channel called Ninisa Gaming. Unfortunately, I think she stopped doing YouTube. I think she got burnt out or something, but it was really sad to see her go. But I was basically watching tons of these YouTubers do summoning videos, and I was like, hey, why not? I'll give it a shot. Maybe people will watch it. I'm spending money on orbs anyway, you know? I love this game. I'm kind of knowledgeable on it. Why not try and make a channel about it? So I put out my first video, which was the Scattered Fangs banner. Everything got messed up with how I recorded it, so it's actually a really bad video to watch. But I did end up getting a couple comments on it, and even though it was only like at the time like 3 comments, I was like so excited. I was like, oh my god, like people actually watched it. That's crazy. So I did another summoning video, and then I ended up getting like 6 comments. And then I did the Legendary Lucina one. I can't remember if that was my 3rd video. But basically, the Legendary Lucina summoning video, I ended up getting like a big surge of traffic and hit 100 subs, I think. But yeah, that was crazy. I was just so excited to finally be getting attention on the platform after trying with Skag Squad. I actually put a lot of effort into Skag Squad, so it was pretty cool to get some payoff for the 3 years of like learning skills, I guess. I just got lucky, I guess, but it's still really nice to know that it eventually worked out. So yeah, we could start the Barracks tour now. That's pretty much my history on YouTube. Alright, so this is my main account. Anyone greater than Sumia, thank you Glitter for that nickname from the recent Summoners Duel. But I just want to talk about this account for a bit before we go into the tour. I want to warn you, I do spend a ton of money on this game, so what you're about to see is absolutely disgusting. I'm not trying to flex or anything, but I saw that a couple people were interested in seeing what's in my barracks. So there's one unit I want to start with in particular that kind of jump-started the whole whaling and Fae thing. So we're going to start with the barracks tour there, but I just want to give some preface on my alt account, Agile Falcon. That one's actually the first Fae account I ever made. I didn't want to re-roll when Fae came out, and Lucina was on the focus banner, on one of the focus banners that came out when the game launched. So I was like, I'll get her with the story orbs, it's fine. Didn't end up getting her, and I was pretty disappointed. So I rolled an alternate account until I pulled the Lucina, and here we are. This is now my main account. That's basically how it happened. So if you ever add my alternate account, Agile Falcon, for Viewer Grand Conquest or something, and you see that it's linked to my main Switch account, that's why. It's because it's my main email. So yeah, let's start with the tour. Now, I'm not going to go over every single unit. One of my goals in this game when I started was to have every single character available to me at 5-star. So I was spending my feathers like crazy, just promoting the dumbest units that were only available at 3 to 4-star. Shango thought it was really dumb. I still think it's really dumb, but I'm kind of happy I did it because I have a wide variety of characters to pick from during randomizer arena challenges and stuff like that. The way I categorize my characters, I have 8 categories here that I'm not really that diligent about, but we have Elite, which is basically characters that I've invested a ton into and use a lot. 5 stars is everyone else that's at 5-star with a full build. There's some really good characters in this tier as well. They're just not up to Elite. New is literally just for randomizer arena and theme team arena. It's for me to keep track of who to put into the app for random name picker. Trainers are characters with Valor and EXP skills. Legendary characters, obviously, are legendary and mythics, but I think some of the legendaries are an elite as well, because I just like them a lot. AR was for, like, my defense squads, but I haven't been good about keeping track of these guys, the blue hearts. 4 stars are characters I need to promote to 5-star to complete my collection and finish my ultimate goal of having every character at 5-star. And train is basically characters that I need to level up to level 40 and get them SP or something like that. That's basically what that's for. So I'm only going to be going in depth with the elite characters, and then like after the 5-star category, I'm just going to mouse over them and show you what merge they're at. Alright, so before we start the entire Barracks tour, I just want to show you one character in specific that kind of jump-started the whole whaling thing for me. And I've told this story before, but this one right here. Bridal Cordelia. So basically, Shango and I really liked Fire Emblem. I introduced him to the series with Awakening. I let him borrow my copy. I got into the series from Fire Emblem 7 in 2003 when it came to the States. So I was always a really big fan. But Shango, after he played Awakening, he like really fell in love with the series. So the day Faye came out, we were both playing it like crazy. We were messaging each other. He was across the world studying abroad to get his master's degree. So it was kind of our way to bond, I guess, and like keep our friendship strong. So one day, he had time off from school, so he came back to the States, and we hung out in person. And at that point, I wasn't spending money. I think I dropped like 10 bucks to try and get Ephraim, and I failed on his like debut banner, the Sibling Bonds banner. I forget what it was called. But yeah, Shango, huge Cordelia fan. He came home when this banner was hot in, I think it was May. I think it was May of 2017. But basically, he was like, Speedy, I'm not stopping until I get plus speed or plus attack. And I was like, Shango, as your friend, I'm gonna go with you. So we basically kept going. I got mine to like plus 5 or 6, and he had to get his to like plus 9 to get the plus attack, I think. So yeah, that basically, we spent way too much money that day, and that basically like flipped the switch in both of us, that it was like, hey, you know what? It didn't kill us to spend all this money. Like, maybe we could keep doing this. You know, both of us are fortunate enough to have good paying jobs, so that's the only reason we were in a position to do that. I don't recommend it to anyone who isn't spending at this point. It kind of is more fulfilling to have a free-to-play account. I kind of regret whaling so much, but at the same time, it brings me so much entertainment that I don't regret spending on it. It's like a weird position I'm in. But yeah, with that day, that Shango and I were pulling all these bridal Cordelias, I had the idea like, hey, you know, like we should turn this into a game, like see who could summon the best characters. And he was like, yeah, we should do that. And it was 2017 at the time, before I made the channel. And that idea that we had basically on the day we whaled for these characters spawned Summoner's Duel. And I actually wanted to start the channel with him as like a permanent partner, but because he was still abroad at the time, it was unfortunate. Yeah, he's been such a great friend over these years. I've known him since like 7th grade. So that's like 14 years at this point. Yeah, maybe 14 years, I think I've known him. Anyway, yeah, so that character is basically why I whale now. She flipped the switch in me. Now we can start the official Barracks tour. Here we have Aira, one of the most broken swords in the game that came out in Gen 1. Everybody hated how IS handled her release. She got basically her own focus banner, separated from the characters that she came with. It was pretty scummy, but I got her pretty high merged, and DC Wrath with Slaying Edge is still a really good combo for her. Lean here, she is infamous on my channel for pity breaking me so many times that I got her to plus 10, but I don't regret it, because this character just is ridiculously tanky with Safeguard and Fortress Def Res. She's probably my best dancer that I have right now, and she has beaten a lot of Abyssals for me because she could take a lot of punishment with her tanky stats. Marita, in my opinion, one of the strongest infantry sword units in the game. I ended up merging her just to fix one of her stats. I think I had her at minus attack. So I ended up merging one of her, and I don't regret it. She's really, really good when you get her isolated. Roy shouldn't be in this elite tier. I'm actually really mad about this Roy. There was a banner recently that had Idun and Roy featured, and I was like, okay, this is my chance to get some Fortress Defense Res books, right? I had the Sunken Fallacy cost, basically, and I think I kept pulling until I got 6 Roys in a row without pulling a single Idun, and that's basically how this Roy got to plus 10. So I really hate this character. I ended up giving his Refine to him out of spite, But he has a Resplendent coming soon. Maybe I'll like him more after that. This Roy, however, I like using a lot in alliance battles. I didn't really do anything with his kit except defense reslink. So when he pivots with human virtue and this, he basically gets all his stats to +6 and then bonus doubler kicks in. He's a really good character. Fur, one of my favorite Fire Emblem characters as well. Not like top tier favorite, but in Binding Blade, I basically fell in love with her the first time I played Binding Blade. This kit kind of outdated at this point, but the Fury 4 Wrath combo with Nameless Blade is still ridiculously good in my opinion. Really love her. To carry on with the family lineage, we have Carol here. He is not really invested into that much, but if IS ever decides to demote the Gen 1 characters that are locked at 5-star, I will definitely try and make a +10 Carol build that kicks ass, because he's one of my favorite characters in the entire series. Carla, as you could see, my first summoning video was Scattered Fangs, and I did get a ton of Carlas on that banner. Ever since then, she has visited me once in a while, so I have her at +7. I think she pity broke me like a month ago, actually, off camera. But I love this build on her. Shield Pulse with Pavis works really well with Vassal's Blade because of the -1 cooldown, and she gets the 7 damage from her speed, basically. Just makes her really, really tanky. Covers these skills at melee range for like dragons and stuff. She's a lot of fun to use. This Erica is on my Arena core, actually, with R dual infantry. Basically, her weapon, B skill, and C skill lets her buff her allies, and then if she needs to tank something for me, she gets those buffs back thanks to Sieglein's Refine. So she's still really solid as a Gen 1 unit for me. Mia, +6. I really was tempted to +10 her on this recent 4% Mia banner, but I decided I didn't need to. But this build, ton of fun to use with Flashing Blade, Close Call. Phantom Speed just pushes up the damage reduction from Close Call, and it boosts Flashing Blade's effect as well for the +5 if she has enough. And Resolute Blade also does damage based off her speed and +10 whenever she does a special trigger. Soul keeps her healthy. Love Mia to bits, so I'm really happy I ended up being able to make her work very well. Fallen Ike, just a ridiculous unit on himself. I actually pulled a second Fallen Ike, but I fed him to my Brave Lucina, who I'll show you pretty soon. But I didn't really do much with his kit. He's just really good. I guess I could talk about the Awakening banner. I didn't make a video for it, but I did get extremely, extremely lucky when pulling up to 40. They gave us 9 summoning tickets, so I decided I would just go up to 40 summons anyway. And I ended up getting all these characters. You could kind of see, like, in the number in the top right, like, where in time I pulled them. And then I ended up getting a +speed Sayri for a +1 merge. And I've been waiting for her to be in the game. So I'm really happy she's there, and she's just really, really good. Lucina, one of my +10 characters. I have her at +defense because I never pulled an attack or speed Lucina, but I've kind of grown to like the +defense on her. Nothing really crazy. She's kind of like a Bond build with her Falchion and Seal, and then she gets more stats if she basically ends her, if the enemy phase ends near her with threat and attack speed. And these two lets her take on tons of ranged characters, even if they have Razzle Dazzle. She is my summoner support because I love her to death. So yeah, no regrets here. Soleil, another +10 project I have. Her build's really outdated at this point, but back in the day when she got demoted, it was the hot thing to +10 as Soleil. So yeah, not really super proud of her, but she is +10. Here we have Byleth. This build I copied from Mumon, I think, during Rival Romains. He donated a Byleth as a savior unit, so I was like, oh, I should do that too. So Flashing Blade 4 with Wind Sweep and Creator Sword just makes her a really, really, really good Gale Forcer. Itsuki, I didn't really do much with his kit, but he is on my defense team. That's why he's in the elite category. Hector in the elite just because he's really, really good as well, and Lilina's just too cute in this picture. Ares is one of my +10 characters. On Grand Conquest, he does work with his AoE kit. This basically refreshes his AoE special whenever it procs, and if he has Vantage, he gets to go before the enemy. Basically, he drops everybody to 1 HP, and then they all end up killing themselves on Ares when he has Vantage up. Eliwood is a character that I want to +10 soon. I just gave him attack speed push 4 from a Camilla book that I had. Gave him the Refine, which is actually like really expensive. I think it's 350 due to get this thing, but no regrets. I'm hoping to get him to +10 when I get the feathers because I just love his resplendent art, and he's just really, really solid. Summer Fiora, I ended up spending the Forma Soul on her, and I spent a second form of soul on the Brave Lynn. You could actually spend more than one per Hall of Forms, which is good to know if you want to save up your eggs if you've been buying them. Yeah, I'm planning to make her a Grail project when I get the feathers, but I'm really happy with the kit. Wish I kind of got Bell Ringer for her sword, but Guard Sword will have to do for now. But the rest of these skills are just really, really good. I couldn't pass it up. Funny story about this Alencia. She came out when my sister was getting married, so I was a tipsy hawk. I was drinking that night, and I woke up the next morning with a +4 Alencia, and I don't remember. But yeah, so since then I decided to +10 her because I've always liked Alencia a lot. This build, Sturdy Impact with Desperation is just a really great combo. And I usually have Heavy Blade in her seal, but I swapped it out for someone else, I think, during AR. Olivia, I did want to make a high merge project because I did give her R dual flying from what's-her-face, Leg Yarn. But she's just not high merged enough to justify using this in my arena core, but she's still really, really good. Leith, love this character. One of my beast units that I always rely on. She doesn't really have a high investment kit, but it definitely gets the job done. Tabarn, of course, had to have the Hawk King. I +1'd him just because Sturdy Impact's such a good skill. Any other Tabarns I got after +1, I kind of foddered off to people. But he honestly doesn't need to be that high merge to get his job done, in my opinion. You know, a lot of people want this Heavy Blade seal, but when I want to use Tabarn, I stick this on him, and he gets Gale Force for free, pretty much, if they're full health. Tiki, I have a +10. She, being a Gen 1 unit that came at launch, she just got the +10 naturally from me getting pity broken so many times by her. But I did give her DC. She's just really, really cute. I like Tiki a lot. And this kit might be outdated at this point. I don't think Breath of Fog's that good anymore, honestly. So I might switch it out for Lightning Breath and a better A skill at some point. Here we have Sothis. Didn't do much with her kit, but she is on my defense team, so I merged her up for that score reduction. Summer Tiki, I have her at +3 because I think there was a deal that came out recently where she was in a bundle. So I got that merge on Tiki. DC Vantage, and she's really good because she basically has cooldown reduction in her weapon, and with this combo, she's not that good anymore, but she's still cute and solid, so whatever. Anna is on my AR offense team. She's a great debuffer, and she could tank pretty much any Thrasier that gets thrown at me, so I like using Anna for that. Celica, I have at +5. She's got the triple brazen cheese going on right now. If she drops into desperation range, she basically one-shots anything in the game. Lilina, one of my, pretty much my only daughter, I consider. Lilina just has such a special place in my heart as my daughter. No Luderino, guys, but I did give her Special Spiral and Death Blow 4 with her 4 Blaze. Very reliable red mage to merge up. Erica, I do want to give her a good kit at some point, just because I've been pity broken by her so many times. This Refine's not even that good, but I ended up giving it to her just because she's very high merged. This Ephraim's probably one of my best Lance Infantry units next to Lucina. He's just super good. Double effectiveness, and he gets a guaranteed follow-up if he has extra movement granted from his duo ability. He's just so stupidly good. I think he's ridiculous. Lucina here, I have at +7, hoping to +10 her one day. Killed a Fallen Ike for her recently, so she did get Darting Breath and Repel. So, yeah, I paired her with Brave Ike. They're just ridiculous together, and she is just really, really solid. I know I've been saying that like crazy, but she's just a really great anti-blue option, or anti-Red Dragon blue option. There you go. Obro was a +10 project I did a while ago. This kit's not that great anymore, but Steady Breath Wrath still pretty useful with Bonfire. She ends up tanking a lot. She gets rather tanky with the Obro, Spear, Refine, and Steady Breath. Steady Posture just makes that better. Percival, I think he's one of the most underrated Lance Cavs in the game. I didn't really invest into him, but I just love using him so much, so that's why he's an elite. Dimitri I have at +6, I think? Yeah, I'm hoping to +10 him at some point as well, just out of sheer dumb luck. A lot of death blow fodder and attack defense, low attack defense fodder being wasted here. But Dimitri is my favorite lord in 3 houses, so I feel like I gotta do him well, you know? Altena, +10 project I'm working on. I just need the feathers. That's like the main problem I have right now. I gotta do some HM grinding. I haven't done that yet. Gave her mirror stance from Ocean and quick riposte, so basically against physicals she has no issue. She has a lot of problems against mages just because her res stat is so low, so that's why I went with the mirror stance, but it still doesn't help her that much. Marissa was one of my very near and dear bunnies to me. I didn't really do much with her kit either, but she's still really good in my opinion. Here we have Cordelia. Now this is my Roker Sieges build that I use for her, so that's why she has Triangle, Adept, and Guard. I think I have like a really old school Cordelia build with Heavy Blade 3 that I killed an Ike for. But yeah, for now, her Roker Sieges build is fine, because that's like all I use for her for at this point. Tsubasa was one of the characters I just flat out plus 10'd because she basically looks like Lucina, but she has cleavage, and she's 18, so it's okay. But yeah, I never played TMS before this event, so when it was promoted in Fae, I picked up TMS, fell in love with Tsubasa, and I was like, okay, I'm plus 10ing this character, and I'm not making a video for it because I don't want anyone to see the filthy, shameful things I do in this game. Selkie, I have a plus 3. She's not as good as anymore, but she was on my AR defense team at some point. I replaced her with the New Year's version of her because it's just better. But she's still really solid if you get more res than your opponent. Legendary Tiki is probably the cutest unit in the game, and I ended up giving her Fortress Defense res 3. I think I gave her Special Fighter too. I don't think she comes with this. I think she comes with Bold Fighter. But yeah, built-in DC, can't go wrong with this. She's my little jelly bean. Lilith I have paired with Lucina. That's why Lucina only has an A rank in support. But they're just so good together because Lucina requires bonds. She requires bonds. It's like peanut butter and jelly. Lot of jelly words here. Crom didn't do anything with his kit, but he's just broken. So there's Crom. Now Lucina, favorite character in the entire series. When she got the legendary alt, I made the legendary Lucina summoning video where I got her to plus 3, which was a miracle. Since then, I've gotten her to plus 6, and I think this build on her is super good. Attack, Res Link, and Rouse Speed Defense gets all of her stats to plus 6. You just Future Vision once when you're separated, and you get plus 12 to every stat, with Thogan giving plus 4 if they're using a melee weapon as well. So yeah, Crom might have power crept her, but I still get more mileage out of my legendary Lucina. Summer Lynn, I didn't really do much to her kit, but I just love her art so much, and she has armor effectiveness, so I like using her. Alphonse, I didn't do much either with his kit, but I use him in AR, and he's probably one of the most broken units in the game, in my opinion. Delthea is fun for me. I gave her Infantry Hexblade off of Hubert and the Dark Aura Refine. So she's a nice little character to pair up with a sword unit, and she's got the Snaggletooth, so she's really cute. Julia, I use for Allegiance battles. Nothing really done with her kit. She just hits like a truck. Micaiah, I told the story. Did I? I don't think I told this story during this recording. I'll cut it out if I did. But before Micaiah was in the game, I basically told Shango, once they add Micaiah to the game, I'm plus 10ing her no matter what. And that January 2018 came with that banner where she came with Zelgius and Soth. And I was like, all right, Shango, get on Skype. We're doing this. So I just plus 10'd her from nothing. That was the first time I like straight up plus 10'd a character from 0 to 10. Like a 5-star exclusive. This build is kind of outdated with the chill res, but it's still so stupidly good. This Lucina, I really want to plus 10 at some point. Her kit's not very good, and she's not very good either. But she is near and dear to my heart because I free summoned her on the spring banner, and I was still kind of FTP back then, so I was just like super excited about pulling her. But yeah, I would try to merge her higher, but she always comes with Spring Xander, who I'm just not interested in at all. Here we have Ophelia. I have her at plus 2 with Special Spiral. Really basic build that everybody I'm sure has done, but it's just super good. Ileana, I didn't do much with except give her Death Blow 4. So she's a great armor mage option for me. Katria is part of the Bunny Tactics team that I run with Lucina, Kagero, and Shirena. I have her really high merged, which is kind of embarrassing because she's not that good anymore. But she does chill pretty damn well, and she has great art. Ike, I have a plus 3. He's paired with Brave Lucina. These two just wreak havoc together with their combo. I don't think this character's killable. if you initiate into him, it's just so tough to take him down. Mamori's on my defense team, which I'll show after the video. I'll show you my TMS defense team. But she is just one of the better armor units in the game when it comes to tanking. Spring Fur. If you have a Spring Fur and you don't have Wind Sweep on her, I highly recommend it. It's probably her best option. Bun Bun Baton reduces her cooldown by 1 and has null follow-up. So with Wind Sweep, she gets to double during her phase, and the opponent can't hit her back. And then she gets to retaliate when she gets enemy phase. So it's really good. The -1 cooldown works great with Gale Force. You just give her Heavy Blade. Works like a charm. I actually made a video for this hard. This is the only Grail project I have right now at +10. But, you know, I had a lot of people saying this build kind of sucks, but I still really like it. He basically survives any physical in the game, and any mage that initiates on him. There's a select few that can completely nuke him out, but Deflect Magic actually gives him a lot of survivability in mage matchups. So he's an option I have when I just need to hunker down and survive. Nagi's just really fun to use for me. Ethereal Breath goes a long way for me in AR. I end up using her in some of my slots. Her art's gorgeous. I just really want to high merge this character, but she comes with DC, so it's hard to justify it. Bunny Sharena, one of my Arena Core characters. I have her at +10. Sharena's so damn cute, and she's in a cute bunny costume. I couldn't resist. Yeah, I basically try to get her to score as high as possible. So this combo with the Attack Speed Rally Plus is nice with the Ruse. Infantry Pulse basically supports the bonus unit, and Speed Feint works with the Ruse as well. And of course, Moonin's Egg is a PRF, which scores well, and it debuffs as well. So she's kind of like a support. That's why I ended up going with plus HP here for Infantry Pulse support, and so she could survive. I wasn't really concerned about her killing things. Here we have Julia. Her kit is super outdated at this point as well, but I do have the Refine for Naga, +4. I like Julia a lot. One of my higher tier FE4 characters, for me at least. Cecilia, really crappy kit, but I do want to +10 this character at some point. I'm just hoping she gets refined so I could justify it. Here we have Brave Micaiah, who I also +10 from 0 to +10, just because I felt like I was obligated to. Ended up giving her Blue Flame because she really relies on bonds, and Pulse Smoke from Pent. It works really, really well. Valoria is paired with Lilina to get Lilina's special going for her special spiral. So this Valoria build kind of counterintuitive with the Blue Flame, because at the time I was supporting her with a Beast. I think it was Leith. And they were supposed to like stick near each other, but I ended up switching her to Lilina. So Distant Counter Vantage, really good combo. Still old Classico, El Classico. New Year Selkie is on my AR defense team. Didn't do anything with her kit, but she's still really annoying for people to deal with. Leanne as well. This kit might look like garbage, but on AR, it actually catches people off guard when she hits 50 speed. Norn is a +10 project of mine. I have her at +7, but I'm waiting for more feathers. So she's basically the initiator. She gets how many? +8, +8, +6, +7. So that's 14, 15 if she initiates attack and speed. Pretty ridiculous, like already considering her stats here. Faye is probably one of my favorite +10 projects I've done in this game, just because she trivializes ranged characters so well. I think there's only one ranged character in the game right now that completely beats her, and that's like a really well invested into Lysithea. Basically, with this build, I could stick her in front of any ranged character, and I don't have to worry about her dying. Except Ophelia with her special proc. That sometimes kills her as well. It depends on how buffed she is. And not like visible buffs, I mean like drives and stuff, because distant defense kind of takes care of that. Actually, I was watching one of Rybean's videos he did for the Milla banner. He actually wanted to get an extra Milla for Faye, because he wanted to give Bracing Stance 3 to her, and that would cover guard in the B slot, so you could put Null C Disrupt here. I don't think I'm going to try and do that anytime soon. I don't want to kill my Milla, but one day, maybe. I think she's solid enough as it is. Here I have Klein, +10. I ended up giving him Life and Death 4 and Special Spiral. This character has gotten a ton of mileage for me when it comes to Abyssal maps, because he just hits like a truck, and Argent Bow drops their defense by 7, like the highest target. Rebecca, I do want a +10 at some point. I did give her a Refine, but I didn't give her any good skills. Unfortunate. I'm just waiting for a Resplendent at this point. We went over Cordelia. Ellie's on my AR team. I'll show you in a bit. Didn't really do anything with her kit except the tactics skill. Faye, I just gave Brave Bow. Bold Fighter, Brave Bow, still ridiculous for player phase. And she gets +6, +8 attack and defense here. Not bad at all. And she's a Marcher. I like Marchers for armors. Here's the Lyn I got from the Formasol along with Fiora. I had her at +5 just from pity breakers and stuff, but with all these skills I got, I ended up deciding to use my second Formasol I was saving. Loki was going to be a +10 Grail project for me, so I ended up giving her close counter because I was so sick of Tabarn killing all my units in AR, but then I realized that she can't really kill Tabarn that well, so I kind of gave up on her. Maybe one day I'll +10 her, because, yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. But she's still in the elite category because I was working on her. Matthew and Layla here are a package deal. They work really well together. Basically, if Layla is within 2 spaces of her support partner, the enemy can't counterattack, and she swaps with that character after combat.
Oh, it's just you.
So the point of this build, basically, is she has Dagger 7 built in, and she has Attack Smoke and Speed Smoke. So she debuffs the crap out of the opponents, swap spots with Matthew. Thank you to Glitter for giving me this Matthew as a punishment unit for a duel. But Matthew basically does more damage when the enemy is debuffed more, so he just eats everything up with close counter advantage. And Infantry Rush just helps Layla proc more specials. So these two, I always love them as a duo, and in Faye they just work so damn well together. Really fun to use. Sakura, I really want to restore. At one point, she was probably my best enemy phased option for mages. I have her at +6 because I think Sakura's just super cute. She can definitely get an upgrade to this build, and Kitty Paddle kind of sucks now. But, you know, at the time it worked like a charm. It was the only good way to take out some of the more annoying mages in the game. Kagero, part of the Bunny Tactics team, ended up giving her Ouch Pouch for the instant glimmer, Wind Sweep, Death Blow. She did have Phantom Speed on her, but I switched that to Mia. Mist, I want to +10 her just because I love Mist so much. I have her at +6, all from pity breakers and stuff. Never really aimed for her. Her build kind of sucks, but, you know, if she gets demoted, I'll give her the royal treatment too. Sakura is part of my arena core. Nothing really to say here. Infantry Breath helps with infantry bonus units that she has to support. Seed Duel helps her score better, but not by that much. And Double Renewal. Renewal is just a high scoring skill for her B and Seal slot. Here I have Mercedes. Really love this build. Melancholy, I ended up killing a Silk for her. Always just super good for a staff option. Close counter, I gave her because I thought with her speed she would be able to like avoid doubles with joint hone speed as well. So she would be able to cheese people out. Yeah, there's nothing much to say about this build except it works very well for me. I've seen people use attack speed push 4 on her, but I think I like close counter with what I use her for. Erica, probably my favorite armored unit to use just because she's the only healer armor in the game still, I think. Absorb, close counter, and bold fighter. She gets to utilize bold fighter for this combo, and it basically lets her get miracle very, very easily, and she heals back. Really, really cheesy build, but really, really fun. If only I could get a way to get Razzle on this kit too, but it would just be completely broken. Maybe one day, though. Clarine, I recently showed her off in one of my videos, but she was actually the first character I 5-starred when I started the game. I just really like Clarine and Klein. Obviously, I'm a huge Pent and Louise fan, so Clarine and Klein are very near and dear to me. Ended up giving her Trilemma just because it's a really fun stat to use, even if it's not that good. And this attack speed push 4 basically pushes her to be able to do some nice damage and double. I have plus HP because that's just what I had from Clarine. I wonder if she's still like one of my first obtained units. I wonder if I could do this. Yeah, look at that. So I have like these trio. I have this Robin, Draug, and Clarine was like, this is literally still the first Clarine I ever 5-starred, the plus HP one. So yeah, this build, not the greatest with her attack stat, but I'm waiting for a plus attack or plus speed to be able to plus 10 her. Priscilla, sadly, her kit has been outdated, but I did get a lot of mileage out of her as my main cav healer. All I really need to do is replace her A skill, I think, and the rest of this is really good still. Fjorm, obviously, was the only option to deal with annoying dancers. Now we have Milla, but I love using this Fjorm in AR. She was a godsend. And Mia, I end up using on Roker Sieges a ton just because Witchy Wand and Flyer support. I usually put like Aerobatics in her seal slot for more movement utility. And that's basically all of the elite characters I have that I've heavily invested into, or they're plus 10. The rest of these guys are just characters I've pulled over the years. Doesn't mean they're bad units. I still use them sometimes. They have like really good kits. Like I think I put like a Baby Sheeta in here and she's just ridiculous. And if there's characters that have like the new Golden Hearts for the AR for myself, they're also in this category. I don't really think I need to show you too much with their builds. I clicked on Marth by accident. If they're in this category, it means I didn't really invest into them. But just know that they're moderately high merge just from getting pity broken so many times. I'm just going to slowly mouse through here. Or not mouse, but you know what I meant. Yeah, there's Baby Sheeta. Mirabilis, I actually got really high merge, and I'm planning to make a AR defense team with her. Hopefully. Because she's going to reduce score with that +3 for me. That's going to be great. But yeah, like, there's characters I really enjoy using in here, but I just haven't invested much into them, like Igreen, Halloween Myrrh, Lalina, I use a ton. This Julia is ridiculous. Sanaki, I have a +8, but, like, I just don't have a good build for her. Lysithia is always just destructive as hell. Got the new Anna here. Nephanie's pretty highly invested into. I got her at +2. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's really anything in here that I've poured like a ton of love into. Sumiya, I only have at +1. I've never really gotten Sumiya a ton. What else do we got here? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep slowly going through here. I do have this Forma Olwen that is marked as green because she is a trainer technically. But I can't really merge this character, but I felt like this kit was good enough for a green cab option to use the Forma on. I think she was the first Forma, so I was just like testing it out. We have Milla here. This Tiki is like ridiculous. So is this Corn. Alm I have pretty high merge, like +4. Yeah, I think that's about it. I kind of want a +10 Kagero at some point. I think I got her up to +4, but I gave up on her. This Micaiah would be an elite just because she's Micaiah, but I ended up getting her at -speed, which is pretty nice for a non-merge. She's just really, 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 really good with her skill. Emeren's here. Try to build her up very cheaply. And down here, we have the 4-star characters that I need to promote to complete my collection. So I'm only missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 if you count Gangrel. I still haven't done his GHB. But I need to promote 10 characters. That's 200k feathers. That's too much for me at the moment. But if I promote these 10, then every character that I own will be at 5-star rarity. So Draug, Adult Tiki, Gwendolyn. Hope she gets a Resplendent, as I said many times before. Jagan, Abel, Shauna, Ross, Gaius, Ashnard, and then obviously Gangrel. Got this Tiki pity broken on me. I just didn't want to turn her into a book because she's too cute. And this Ephraim is +attack. I'm still holding on to him. I'm not sure if I'm going to merge him into my Ephraim because Heavy Blade 4 is just a really good skill. And the rest of these guys are just recent summons that I'm going to turn into feathers, probably. I'm probably going to use this +speed Ellawood for my +10 Ellawood project, by the way. So yeah, that's the Barracks tour. My voice is tired. Sorry if you're bored of listening to me. I'll just show you my AR defense teams real quick, and then we'll call it the end of the video. So here is my Dark team setup. I'm going to end up switching my Astra team that I currently have to this one because I want to use Mirabilis with them. Okay, so this is like a thematic team. This is my TMS team that I've shown to you guys in some of my videos before. But it's got, you know, it's got the Idol Tiki here. We got Tsubasa, Kiria with her eye patch, Itsuki's here with his little Tsubasa head accessory, and Mamori. And this defense is actually better than I thought it would be because a lot of people can't take out Mamori without getting punished by Ellie here. So I really like this team, but I think I want to make this the Dark team so I could put Mirabilis during anima season. Because Mirabilis really... I guess I could switch Tiki for Mirabilis, but Tiki is integral to the idle atmosphere. And then here we have my main dark team that I'm going to switch up eventually. But, you know, I got my Dimitri here. I haven't updated this team, so I have him at +6 now, but he was +4 at the time I made it. Here's the New Year Selkie. The idea of this is basically to be an asshole with Tabarn and Leanne. And then Selkie kind of catches people off guard with her 2-charge iceberg. The map is just like super open down here, so you can't really approach without staying out of Tabarn's range for Gale Force dance setups. And these two are here just to reduce score, and Dimitri kind of catches people off guard as well sometimes. If they go here to try and break this tactics room, they have to deal with the shock sticker, so it's kind of annoying as well. Because the only way to hit these characters is with ranged, so the tactics room kind of takes care of that. You know, I should probably... Can I upgrade this? Oh, I have a ton of these. I should definitely update the tactics room. Hold on. Boom. No one's getting through that shit. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing my whale account. I play every day. I love Faye so much. I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. But that was the 2-year anniversary special. Sorry if it was kind of boring, but I thought it was kind of fitting. I don't know, just to talk about my history and stuff. So yeah, again, thank you so much for your support over these last 2 years. It has meant the world, as I've said before. And I hope we can do this again in a year, you know? It'd be cool if I stick through with YouTube for another year. I don't see myself quitting anytime soon, but you never know what life's gonna throw at you, right? So everybody, please take care, stay safe during this trying time, and until next time, SpeedyHawk out.